Yeah, sad day. Sad day was announced this past week. I know a lot of people were disappointed because we opened up our Twitters, we opened up our tablets, our phones, whatever we opened up. We hoped it wouldn't happen. We hoped it wouldn't happen. It happened. It happened. Variety says it happens. Dune Part 2 has been delayed till 2024. The Dune delay comes as the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes continue to drag on. Due to the SAG-AFTRA strike, actors may not do press for any struck films, which would have meant the star-studded Dune cast would not have been on the press circuit for the big budgeted film. The date change is not expected to have a material impact on IMAX, who has fall production in titles like The Equalizer 3, Wonka, and The Marvels. Both Warner Brothers and Legendary are confident that next year's spring break for students and the Easter holiday will provide runaway for both titles to succeed. In addition to Chalamet, the Dune Part 2 cast includes Zendaya, Austin Butler, Florence Pugh, Rebecca Ferguson, Javier Bardem, Dave Bautista, Christopher Walken, Leah Seydoux, and more. So you can see why they'd want those stars to be able to promote it. You can see why they don't want to give up on that. Now, when it comes to this, first of all, I'll say this for full transparency. I've not seen Dune. I've not seen the first Dune. I was waiting until Dune Part 2 came a little bit closer. I was waiting until that November date, guys. I was waiting until I could watch Dune Part 1 and then just skip and a hop over to my theater and watch Dune Part 2 back to back. I was really hoping I could do that. I might still be able to do that if I wait until March to watch the first one. But let's say this, first of all, right? So from the studio's perspective, right, I can see why they delayed it. For those reasons. You can't have the actors promote this. Because when Dune Part 1 came out in 2021, Dune Part 1, it did okay. It did fine. It did $400 million. Now, this was the time when they were doing the they were doing releases in theaters as well as on HBO Max simultaneously. So a lot of that took away from the Dune box office, or the Dune box office worldwide overall. But there's no denying that Dune became like a household name. The movie was beloved. It won so many Oscars. But from where Dune 1 was when it came out to where we are now, Dune Part 2 has so much potential to do so much better than Dune Part 1 did. And I can see why Warner Brothers would not want to miss out on a single dime of that by having to miss out on this cast promoting the movie to get as many butts in the seats as they possibly can. With that said, there's also no denying that this is a very, very, very greedy decision that Warner Brothers is making. Now, during this whole SAG-AFTRA strike, the studios have really reared their ugly heads. Like, we all know there's an ugly side of business. We all see it from time to time, but we're really seeing it right now with these studios and these actors. Because these actors, I'm not an analyst. I'm not like a professional in this industry, but I've read a lot of articles. I've read a lot of people who are analysts in this industry and are professionals, and they all say the same. They say that this is inevitable. The studios cannot outlast the actors. The actors, they're going to have to come to negotiations. They're going to have to come to some kind of deal, and the studios are just prolonging this longer than they need to prolong this. If they would just sit down, negotiate, and give these actors what they deserve, or at least come to some kind of agreement with these guys. I mean, you heard reports recently that the SAG-AFTRA and these studios came together, but it wasn't really a negotiation. It was basically just the studios saying, hey, we gave you a great deal. This deal is awesome. Sign this deal. We want you to take this deal. We're not going to listen to what you have to say, but we want you to sign this deal. And they're not letting them have an ounce of input or anything right now. So, yeah, this move of Dune sucks. It sucks for us. It sucks for the actors, because it just goes to show that these studios are not budging anytime soon. This actor strike is probably going to go on a lot longer than a lot of us want it to go. And Dune Part 2 is now a casualty in the crossfire, unfortunately. But anyway, guys, that's it. Dune Part 2 coming out March 2024. What do you think of this, guys? How bummed are you? That's really the only question, right? Is how bummed are you that Dune got moved to 2024? Comment down below and let me know, guys.